We're the Essary family, and we're exploring America, one destination at a time.
Man, it has been a while since I did a RV transport video. So I am at a beautiful location here in North Carolina. Absolutely wonderful little rest stop that they have. But there's two things that I want to talk about that every professional driver, now what do I mean by professional driver? Anyone who runs under a DOT number or transports anything for a living, that you may be looking to get into this. You may been in it for 20 or 30 years. You're going to know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. But there's two things that every driver needs to be prepared for, but unfortunately it is out of your control of when and where it happens. Those two things are pretty simple. You're going to run into them. It's going to happen. Sometimes, me personally, have ran into almost everything that I'm about to talk to in about 10 days of just driving. So it happens. Just be prepared for it. First thing I want to talk about is traffic. You're going to run into traffic. Now, sometimes it can be horrific. Sometimes it can be something that just kind of like gets to your heart of like, oh my goodness, man, that could have been me 3-5 minutes earlier. Right behind me it happens, something like that. And it happens all the time, all over the place, that you don't plan for, but you have to be prepared for it. And it's traffic. You have to be prepared for the wrecks. Whether you're in it or whether it happened before you. You got to be prepared to make those detours, go around, or the worst case scenario, you have to be prepared to sit in it, which is not always fun. It puts you behind schedule. It puts other people behind schedule. It makes people anxious, makes people nervous, gives people some type of anxiety, especially if, they didn't prepare for it, or they don't have the luxury of sitting there during everything and, doing the time thing. And, they got to get going. So they'll take situations, or they'll take chances that they normally don't take. But yes, there's going to be those people that, they just seem to be in a hurry. They're in a big hurry to get somewhere that they didn't leave in time to get there on time, because of their own choices, their own situations, and now they're putting other people at risk in order to get there. So traffic is always a big thing. There's so many different things. I mean, I've already talked about wrecks, but even construction, slowing down in construction, going down to single lane in construction, being detoured off the interstate. I just drove through West Virginia, and they had 270 shut down, which was, it's the roundabout, and everyone from a 3-lane interstate was shoved into a 2-lane exit that went down to 1 lane before it opened back up. And it got hairy in some situations. So people were kind of in a hurry, kind of cutting the line and forcing their way in. So just be prepared for those times. Just kind of know in the back of your mind, just always have it a little clicking, like, hey, I'm going to run into this, I'm going to run into that. What I always like to do, and a solution to this, is I run 2 different GPSs. I run Google Maps. Google Maps is really good. There's a lot of things that people that are driving can do to interact with it. Like, hey, there's cops, there's slowdowns, there's something in the road, there's construction, there's lane closures. People put in all those different things. So I love Google Maps. And then, of course, I run my Garmin, which is it's a trucker Garmin. So it's specific for trucks. So it's looking at the heights, looking at what can go down the roads. If it's like you're non-hazardous material can't go down that road. It looks for how high the bridges are, whether you're going to fit underneath it, whether you're not, and then I can set it to whatever speed I want to set it at, and that will give me a more true time than what Google Maps does of when I'm going to get to my destination. How much further do I have to go? When is my estimated time of getting there? That way it gives me more of a clear picture of when I'm actually going to get at, wherever I'm dropping off or wherever I'm picking up at. So I always run those two, and they help me a lot as far as traffic and just be prepared for things that are about to happen. The second thing that I want to talk about is weather. Now, it is just now getting into springtime. By the time this video comes out, it will probably be right at the very beginning of spring, and weather changes drastically in a blink of an eye in fall and in spring. Now, in these last 10 days, I have been below 32 degrees. I have been roughly about 28 degrees, and I have been at 82 degrees. I have been in sunshine. I have been in fog, rain, thunderstorms. There's a difference between rain and thunderstorms. If you don't know, there is. I have been in snow. I've been in sleet. I've been at places where snow is still on the ground in parking lots in different places. I have been where flowers are starting to kind of come alive and starting to bloom. So, man, weather changes so much, and that's something you have to be prepared for, not only while you're driving those, because you are the professional driver. DOT, state troopers, insurances, your company that you drive for, or that the company that you're going to drive for, they expect you to know how to drive into every situation. And if you don't, that you're smart enough to get off the road and wait for that situation to move on or to get better before you start driving again. So you have to know. And it's just one of those things that, you look on Google, your weather app, whatever you want to get on, and you look at where you are, and it's beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful all day, but you don't look at where you're going. Or maybe you do look at where you're going. It's supposed to be beautiful there. But in between, there's chances of severe storms, tornado warnings, high winds, all sorts of different things to happen. So just kind of taking a little bit of time to prepare yourself. There's so many apps, so many people on YouTube that you can watch that will give you, their thoughts and their opinions, and just kind of go through and check things out, because you never know what's going to happen. Like right now, there's a little bit of clouds in the sky, but it is absolutely gorgeous. But they're talking about rain tonight. That rain could turn into something severe that I need to be aware of, hey, if my time is up, do I need to get out of it? Do I need to start moving south or moving east or west? Do I need to start going somewhere else where I don't have that chance, or, I move myself out of that situation, that I'm in a safer location? Or do I just need to weather it out, get a later start, get an earlier start? It's not going to be that bad. It's just going to be a little bit of light flurries, a little bit of rain, maybe a little fog in the morning, not a big deal. Or is it something serious that I just need to batten out the hatches and just wait for it to pass over, give it the extra hour and a half, and then move on, and I'll be more safe? So those are the two things that you've got to be prepared for at all times, and just always have it in the back of your minds. Like, oh, there's a wreck coming up. Do I need to get off? Do I need to stay on? Oh, weather's starting to look pretty bad. And which brings me to something that just happened to me. Something that I just wasn't quite prepared for mentally, or like time, or kind of financial wise. That doesn't happen all the time. Matter of fact, only happens once a year. But you're going to be required to have certain paperwork that's going to have to be renewed every single year. So my tags go out in April. So I had to we're not locally back in Texas, so I had to get a load into Texas, something that I really didn't plan on doing. But I needed to get back into Texas where I'm registered at, so I can get my DOT inspection and I can get my tags redone. So I can give them to Wave in order for their records to be updated. That way I don't get flagged or I don't get stopped for anything. Or if I get pulled over by DOT, I do have the up-to-date forms inside my little binder that they're definitely going to want to look at. So you have to be prepared for those. The things that are annually that come up. Now, if you are stationed locally, which means you have a brick home, you have a stationary house, you have a stationary base camp that you always go back to once a month, once every other month, something that you can just travel back to. It's not a big deal. It's something that you do on a normal basis. Then it's not going to be that big of a deal that whenever you do get a load or whenever you start going back in that area, that you just stop at whatever you need to get done at, wherever you go. There's one place that I like to go get my DOT inspections to. I know what they look for. I know that, they're very good at it. That way I don't get any surprises whenever DOT happens. But some people don't really have that luxury. They're always having to go somewhere new. They're always going to have to redo it somewhere. They're going to have to go fight their courthouse, or sometimes whatever DOT or wherever your title is at, wherever you get your tags, it's a big courthouse. You're going to be spending 2 to 3 hours trying to get through their process and to go through everything. My courthouse is very small. Matter of fact, whenever I walked in to get my tags redone, I was the only one in there. I was in and out in less than 15 minutes. That's how fast that it took me, just because of my situation. You may run into a situation, you may spend half a day in your courthouse. You might have to take a number. 2 hours later, your number gets called and you hope you have all your paperwork that you need. I don't know your situation, but you have to be prepared for that situation. So luckily, I was able to work out a load home, reset, doing this load, then doing a load back home, which is not Texas, because I have a mobile base. My base moves all the time. We are a TravelEssary. We travel. We want experiences. We want to do things. And this job is just something that facilitates our lifestyle, which has its own little bumps and its own little things that we're working out, that we're just now, not that we're just now, something that we're first time we're outside Texas trying to just get a little bit more comfortable with. So that's what I had to deal with this week, traveling to New Jersey. Still snowing. Well, on the way to New Jersey, still snowing. Traveling down to Texas, beautiful weather. Flowers are starting to bloom. Coming back up, getting a load to South Carolina, going back, getting another load, hopefully back to our home station. So just all these things that, while you're driving, or if you're driving locally, it's not a big deal. You're always there. You're doing the same road. You're listening to the same radio stations, whether it's on the TV or, online somewhere, or a radio station. But for me, and for the drivers that I know about that are always going somewhere else, it always changes. That's just something that I want you to be thinking of, something that's in the back of your mind. Always be looking out for weather. In orientation, they went over. They were like, hey, always be looking out for weather. Be looking out for traffic. It's going to happen. Be prepared for it. Go with the flow. It may throw you off your time. It may take you somewhere where you don't want to go, somewhere that makes it harder for you. Just be prepared for it. Don't get aggravated. Is it aggravating? Yes. Is it easier said than done? Absolutely. But don't get aggravated. Just be prepared for it. Just something in the back of your mind is like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. I have seen, especially traffic. Traffic's just one of those things where it could have been something simple. Someone could have gotten over, a half a mile, a quarter of a mile before they did, and they wouldn't have had this issue. It's something that I have seen vehicles, burnt vehicles that have been put out that, you know, shut down the entire lane. What happened? I don't know. I mean, it could have been something that's outside of their control. You know, I feel sorry for them, and I'm like, man, I hope everyone survived. I hope everyone got out. But yet there's other times where in congested driving, a little bit more than heavy driving, you know, there's a lot of cars. They're kind of all compact. Everyone's kind of changing lanes to get around certain people. Everyone, you know, it's 2-lane. There's a fast lane, a slow lane. Everyone's trying to figure out where they are. And then something happens and someone does a heavy brake. What I mean by heavy brake, if you drop 15 to 20 miles within 5 to 15 seconds, that's a heavy brake. You're putting on pressure because of a dangerous situation. Or someone just moved over in front of you, you didn't like your distance, and you heavy brake. That could have a lasting effect of up to 15 miles behind you. And it even could stop traffic for 17 minutes. I know that I went through one, no wreck, no construction, no one was pulled over, nothing was going on. But it was stop and go traffic for like 8 miles from what I can only gather was a hard brake. So if you're going to hard brake, just try not to. Try to distance yourselves out. Take a little bit of time. Just be mindful of that, because not only does it affect you and the people around you, it could affect the people that are coming 20 minutes behind you. Just be mindful of it. There's studies out there for it, so I'm not just blowing smoke, I promise you. And then be mindful of all the yearly stuff that you got to go over and over and over again of when you need to get it done. You know, my DOT health inspection is coming up here in a couple months that I just need to be mindful of like, hey, I need to go get I need to get a personal physical re-inspection, you know, now not a truck, but a physical one. So I need to make sure that all my stuff is ready to go. So there's a lot of things out there to always be mindful of that sometimes it's out of your hands and you just got to roll with it. Just make the best of your situation. Enjoy the views. Enjoy the music. That's what I do. I just throw on some music, crank it up a little bit louder, just enjoy kind of sitting there and stop and going, and just take in the day, live in the moment. Maybe make a phone call, you know, talk to someone I haven't talked to in a while. There's always sorts of things that you can do that don't take your hands or your eyes or your focus out of, you know, the traffic situation that's in front of you, but that'll help pass all that on a little bit faster. So those are my tips. Those are my tricks. See you next time. Absolutely beautiful.